brought to you by the world's deadliest creature, the mosquito.
Well, there's no specific treatment for Zika virus disease, and there's no vaccine. However, we have seen that most of the cases are mild, or some of them do not even show any symptoms.
Currently, a vaccine for Zika doesn't exist, but the necessity of one could bring Bill Gates' lifelong world depopulation preoccupation one step closer to its IBM and Microsoft eugenics industrial complex vision. Zika virus, a virus spread to humans by the Aedes aegypti mosquito, the same mosquito that produces yellow fever, dengue, and chikungunya, and is found in the Americas, Africa, Asia, India, and the Pacific Islands. Symptoms in adults are mild and can last for several days to a week. Health officials are now questioning whether the virus has long-lasting neurological and muscle-weakening effects similar to Guillain-Barré syndrome. The most prevalent danger of Zika involves microcephaly, causing stunted brain development in babies. The BBC reports, health officials battling the Zika virus in Brazil say as many as 100,000 people could have been infected in one city alone. About 3,500 cases of microcephaly have been identified in Brazil so far. But before we sound the alarm, there is zero evidence that the Zika virus could be causing the microcephaly outbreak.
Giant scam. I've been to this rodeo many times before with viruses and so-called diseases being caused by viruses. And in my recent article at No More Fake News, I run down the useless and deceptive laboratory tests that try to define how, for example, the Zika virus is causing babies to be born with smaller heads and damaged brains, and the science absolutely does not hold up. But what does hold up as a cause of this happening, and I believe there are multiple causes, and you need to look to Brazil, for example. You are talking about gigantic amounts of pesticide use down there. They use more pesticides in Brazil than any country in the world. Any country in the world. And many of these pesticides are banned in 22 other countries. So you're talking about highly toxic substances in the very area where they're reporting all of these, deformed births.
Oddly enough, though, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation funded Oxitec mosquito release experiment conducted in Brazil last year preceded the explosion of microcephaly cases in Brazil. Brazil, home to over 200 million people, and the 2016 Rio Olympic Games is losing the battle. The Associated Press reports Brazil's health minister says the country will mobilize some 220,000 troops, but he was also quoted Tuesday as saying the battle is already being lost. Castro said that nearly 220,000 members of Brazil's armed forces would go door to door to help in mosquito eradication efforts, according to Rio de Janeiro's O Globo newspaper. Door-to-door mosquito eradication efforts? Something the totalitarian gun-grabbing White House administration could swoop down and capitalize on if an outbreak occurs in the United States. Now, evidence of the Zika virus reaching the United States has been confirmed. The Los Angeles Public Health Department reported one confirmed case of the Zika virus in the United States after a teenage girl was diagnosed after traveling to El Salvador in November of 2015. The LA Health Department states, quote, "No transmission of Zika virus infection has occurred in Los Angeles County. However, Aedes mosquitoes are present in the San Gabriel Valley and in the eastern part of the county. At this time, local transmission is unlikely. It would require an Aedes mosquito biting a Zika-infected person and then biting others," close quote, which wouldn't be an issue if our immigration laws were actually enforced. However, potential Zika-infected humans are crossing the U.S. border every day. But never fear, Bill Gates and his eugenics-based obsession God solution is here. With the blessings of the United Nations, the Oxitec Corporation secretly released 3 million genetically engineered mosquitoes into the Cayman Island mosquito population, devastating the native mosquito population by 96%, which sounds like a victory. However, the male genetically modified mosquitoes are spliced with protein fragments of E. coli and herpes. that act as the kill switch when they mate with the female native mosquitoes. Oxitec argues that male mosquitoes don't bite, but studies discover the genetically engineered females had been released with the males in smaller numbers. Plus, the potential for a human to inhale or expose a wound to the genetically engineered DNA is blatantly being ignored, as is the potential for the mosquitoes to develop a resistance to the lethal gene and or breed in infinite quantity if exposed to the nature-infused pools of the tetracycline they need to survive. Currently, Bill Gates' Oxitec plague of genetically engineered mosquitoes have not yet been released into the Florida Keys as planned, but it appears that Brazil's plight and the hype generated by the mainstream media may twist the arm of the FDA to allow the inevitable catastrophe to move forward. John Bound for Infowars.com.
The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Now is the time to secure Ancient Defense for you and your family. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. That's ancientdefense.com.